going on, everybody? I have Chris here today, and this is definitely not my usual episode, so I'm not going to do my usual intro. I'm going to have Chris introduce himself and tell everybody who he is.
Hi, guys. I'm Chris. Amanda records intentionally Unintelligent. I'm here doing My Room Studios podcast today. I'm excited. Amanda said she didn't come prepared, so we're just going to be firing off questions at each other.
We're just going to be doing it.
Yeah, Amanda asked, you have to figure out the first question to ask me, though.
Tell me about you. What do you do? What's your
do?
job? Because I still don't know what you do. Podcast, which is the best podcast around, but besides that.
You know, I cook for people, and I do the podcast.
Oh, you cook for people?
Yeah. I'm just keeping it, like, generalized. I don't want to say exactly, like, where I work, you know? Keep the audience guessing.
Keep them guessing, so they have to go follow you. But you don't really post about any of your places.
No, yeah, the Instagram that I have is really just for the podcast, you know, and so far, like, I feel like the first week, I mean, it's been around for a week since we put it up, and I feel like the reaction has been really, really good. Like, we looked at the analytics online, and people are listening.
Well, it's because you have good guests.
So far.
And you're also good on the mic.
I know. Yeah, quite the talented person on the microphone.
Why is this mic so far away from you also?
I mean, nobody's going to hear me.
No, they are going to hear you. Trust me. The microphone's hearing everybody and everything. You guys are loud. When we're back there, we can hear us.
I know. That last episode was good, too. So, like, what do you usually, like, the guests you have on your podcast?
My guests are just all types of guests.
Like
we talk about
women empowerment?
Why?
Power to the people?
Why? You wish you were a woman. He's just upset because he can't come to my networking groups.
I'm upset because I can't come to the networking groups for sure, and I feel like
you can't meet all the amazing women that are there.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think women empowerment is good. I think it's a good thing to have a podcast about. Yeah, honestly,
but that's not what my podcast is about.
What else is your podcast about?
It's about just anything.
Just anything and everything.
Life.
So, like, the older you get. The older you get in life, you know, I actually wanted to ask you a question. Do you feel like the right people are kind of staying in your life opposed to, like, the people that have been dropping off? And do you think it's, like, natural process and destiny, like, the people that stick around and the people that kind of been dropping off for you?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
God, see, you're good at this.
All right.
You're meant for
I'm
this.
I'm chock full of it.
Yes, I feel like I'm a very, like, I let people in. I seem kind of cold in the beginning. I don't know if I seem that way to you, but I feel like people think I'm kind of bitchy at first, but I'm just reading the room, and then I tend to let people in, which isn't always a good thing.
Yeah.
But I find that the right people who are supposed to be in my life are staying in my life and coming into my life, while the right people... But, like, I always lose somebody in my life before the right person comes in.
That's a good point. I read something really good. I need my phone for it, though, and it's right here. So this was written by... the author,
he comes prepared for my podcast, and I'm still not prepared for my podcast.
It says author Medea, right? And then it says leaf people, branch people, and root people. And this was really dope because this, like, strikes... It's such a relatable thing. It says leaf people, these are the people who come into your life just for a season. You can't depend on them because they are weak. They only come to take what they want, but when the wind comes, they will leave. You need to be careful of these people because... They love you when things are okay, but when the wind blows, they will leave you. Right? That's a leaf person.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Then there's branch people, right? They are strong, but you need to be careful with them too. They break away when life becomes tough and they can't handle too much weight. They may stay with you in some seasons, but they will go when life becomes harder, right? Mm-hmm. That's a branch person. Mm-hmm. And then there's root people. And I feel like the older I get, like, the more root people I'm starting to have around me. These are people who are very important because they don't do things that are seen. They're supportive even if you go through a difficult time. They will water you. They are not moved by your position. They just love you like that. It's not all people who you meet are your friends that will stay with you. It's only the root people that will stay no matter the season. That was a really, really good one.
I love that. That was good.
I know.
I wasn't speechless before. Now I am.
Yeah, I feel like I just did, like, a public speaking thing.
You did. I feel like, yeah.
There was a couple of sentences where, like, I botched it a little bit. I feel like I could have did better. But...
No, I think that was perfect. You did a great job.
Yeah.
See?
That's like, the older I get, the more I realize that the people that are supposed to naturally drop off have been dropping off in my life.
They definitely do.
You know?
And it's sometimes in the moment you're like, fuck, why? Like, why? Why are they leaving? Why am I going through this? But then, like, you realize this, when the other people come into your life or opportunities, you're like, okay, that's why.
Yeah. You know, some people, and I think I brought this up with Mila, a lot of people keep people around for comfortability purposes, you know, and like they want to fill in the empty spaces that they have within themselves, so they keep people around just to kind of make themselves feel comfortable. And, you know, I say it a lot that if you're not comfortable within yourself to fill in those spaces, then, you know, you'll never attract the right person, because you're just always seeking somebody just to fill in that space. And that person half of the time is just not good for you. And that can mean anything. It's not just relationships. It can mean friendships. It can mean, you know, just acquaintances in general. You know, and people just don't have a natural talent of like pushing people away because they want so many people around them.
Yeah, because they're so lonely, or like they're not happy with themselves.
Exactly.
They want the approval of everyone else to feel better. And listen, I'm still working on that. Like, I definitely, Mila will call me out on my shit. I'm like, I don't care what people think. She's like, bullshit. And I'm like, okay. Sometimes I care, but not always. And yeah, where was I going to go with this? When did you, like, get into this type? Because I feel like having a mindset like this is...
It took me, like, a long time, you know. I always cared what people thought, always. And I always kept, like, so many people around me that shouldn't have been around me, like I said, because of the comfortability aspect. And I think it was really only, like, last year or maybe 2 years ago where, like, I was by myself completely. I was just focusing on myself. And I woke up one day and I just felt good. I just felt good about what I was doing. I was alone. You know, I didn't have anybody around me, no friends, really no family. I wasn't in a relationship, and I was just okay. You know, I was okay doing things by myself. You know, and that's, I feel like that's
a great place to be.
It's an amazing place to be.
To be able to go. It's funny because I was actually talking to Danielle today, and she went to the city by herself. Yeah. Because she had to do something for her wedding dress, and she's like, I just figured I'd just take the day and, you know, self-development. Just go out there and, like, be by myself. I'm like, yeah, that's actually a really great thing to do. Like, date yourself. That's
it. You know, just be comfortable. Just love yourself, you know.
I'm about to go buy myself flowers after this, all right? I'm going to go date myself.
I could buy myself flowers.
You forgot about that song, but there you go. There you go.
How do you, like, you know, I feel like you're always doing something, and I feel like I'm the only person, like, lately since we started this podcast, that reaches out to you probably, like, 60 times a day with my own ideas. Like, how do you like being...
I talk to Chris more than anybody.
Yeah, seriously. How do you feel about, like, being in the industry that you're in? And, you know...
I fucking love it. I'm so grateful. Like, I work all the time. I'm so tired. I put myself on the back burner for the longest time, but I am so grateful for what I do. I love what I do. I love the people I get to work with. I love the people I get to meet, and just, like, the way I make people feel. I like, know I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I love it. I'll take all this over... You know, just, anything. Yeah.
What are the goals for the business? Where do you want to take this? Except for us becoming the next big podcasters on the planet.
So it's funny because, like, sometimes you talk about goals, like where you want to go, but I feel like every time I think I'm going to go somewhere, my life just takes me a different way, and it's always better than what I thought.
Just ride it out. Yeah. Just ride it out. Let it take you where it's supposed to take you. And, you know, I brought this up earlier too. Like, if you just pay attention to, like, you know, the universe speaking to you, not to get too deep, but
get deep. We get deep on here.
Things just kind of happen the way that they are supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing that. And I'm not going to lie, like, you know, I had a rough ass year. But, you know, the past, like, month, I kind of looked at myself and I was like, these things are all making sense. Because, like, so many things are leading me into other things. You know, I'm motivated to do my own thing, you know, like the podcast. And I'm motivated at work. And I'm motivated, you know, in my personal life to just stay in shape and work on my mental health and, you know, all the above. And it wouldn't have happened if all those bad things didn't happen to me. Sometimes human beings need a wake-up call a little bit. You know, trials and tribulations bring people to the best, you know, their best spaces.
For sure. And like, you've said this before, and I agree with you every time you say it. People have to go through shit. Like, I'm not jealous of the person who got things handed to them that it's in this industry. Like, mommy and daddy paid that, because I went through a lot of shit. My car, right before I opened the studio, got repossessed. Mm-hmm. My aunt... Thank you, Aunt Laura, she lent me money to be able to get my car back.
A real one.
And I had 3 people who believed in me enough to get me started in this. And I just, like, bet on myself. I just put everything in it. But the people that just get things handed to them, I'm not saying I'm better by no means, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to just start a business with no money and, like... I'm not giving that advice, but I feel like the people that just get it, like, handed to them, they don't appreciate it. They don't... No. You know, like, they don't...
No, your brain brings you to so many different places because you're so motivated. So it's because people like us, if we don't put in the work and we don't wake up every day, and we can't take a day off. And if we take a day off, then we're just done. We're going to go by the wayside. And that's how I feel about every facet of my life, is that if I do not get up and get this shit from the morning until night, then I'm just going to fall flat on my face and fail. And future me is going to be like, yo, I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know what you were doing. You need to stop. And like, even like the older I get, the more and more like I'm learning every year about like who I am, what I want, where I want to be, you know. And it sucks that you have to learn negative things to actually like learn what you don't want, and then by the time you're like 40, it's like, all right, if I finally have this figured out.
But it makes you so much like stronger and a better person. Like it does suck, but it's just like, I don't know. I wouldn't trade what happened to me when I was younger for anything, because I feel like we go through all these things that we go through, and it makes us who we are today.
Yeah,
I feel like I am a very like compassionate and kind person because of the shit that I went through.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and I feel like I'm grateful for that. So, like, yeah, it sucks that you go through it, but that's what, like, all the self-development shit, like, that's where it all comes into play. Like, I truly got into this space back in, like, 2013, I think it was. I was nannying, and this little kid was reading a book. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing? You're reading? I hated reading when I was younger. I haven't opened a book. He's like, yeah, you know, it's just like, I like reading. And I'm like, okay. I went on Facebook. I was like, anyone have any good books that I can read? Like, no fiction, or fiction is the fake, right? Fake and nonfiction. Yeah. So, like, nonfiction books are what I like to read. You got it. I like to read about, like, I used to read the criminal books, like the...
Oh, you like real stuff?
Yeah, or self-development.
You ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yes.
That's a good
Great
book.
book.
That's a really good book.
Now it's audibles or podcasts because I don't have time to read.
I think I listen to podcasts all day long.
Yeah.
Just ones that I can...
It's like you're learning. Or maybe you're not learning, depending on what podcast you're listening to. You may be learning, but you're learning to be funny for your podcast.
That's natural, I feel like.
What, you being funny?
I think I'm a little funny. I am learning a lot of things. I mean, we produced, about 4 episodes so far, and there's little mannerisms that you pick up behind the... Like I said, I'm walking into mine just being myself and being real. And if, like I said, 10 years down the line, if this thing doesn't go where I want it to go...
You tried.
I tried. It's out there. I gave people who didn't have a voice growing up a voice.
You go. Yes.
That's it. And they came on here and they were able to be themselves without fear of repercussions, without, there's no rules in my podcast. Is that whoever you are, you're going to come on here and be who you are, and I'm going to be who I am.
So do you take guests from, like, all over? Can you... Like, what if someone wants to be on your show that's in, like, California?
Absolutely. There's no people that I want specifically. And I feel like that's how it's authentic. And like I said, we started this thing 5 days ago. And even the first episode, it was definitely like a raunchy episode. But I had my childhood best friend.
It was really funny, though. I've listened to it 500 times. I promise. It's really funny. Too.
But it took the audience for a ride. It's like, one minute we were talking about family. The next minute we were talking about growing up in Brooklyn. The next minute we were talking about, like, funny stuff that we've been through. It was raunchy. It was unfiltered. But that's who we are. That's how we talk. That's exactly... That conversation is a conversation that we would have off camera. And, you could tell when some people are just faking it for the camera. You could tell it. And that's the majority of what's out there right now.
Oh, my God.
It's fake. Is. It's fake and it's staged. Ours is not staged. It's so much to the point where, like, you don't even tell us when we start recording. Like, we're talking 20 minutes before.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And you're like, are we recording? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And thank you, because that's going in the beginning.
It's just making, doing this and, like, moderating a podcast and whoever's trying to start it is that it's definitely somewhat of a talent to be able to moderate something, keep a conversation going, and make people feel comfortable.
Oh my God, for sure.
And you have to be relatable, and that's something that I always was good at, was no matter who a person was, I was always able to kind of relate to them on some level, and that's exactly how this has been going. It's been easy in the beginning because I've had people that I know, but next week we have a couple of people that I don't know. And I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Are you nervous?
No.
That's you don't get nervous?
I just have fun. I have fun with it. I think this is a really good time. It's a good outlet, Like, everything so far has been going, like,
Chris is a natural on camera and on the mics, guys. He doesn't get nervous. But there's other people... I get nervous still.
You're super nervous for this episode.
I record and I go on camera and I still get nervous every time before, so...
You get, like, the pit in your stomach?
Yeah.
That's why you have to, like, drink a little bit.
Yeah.
I take like a shot or two or three before like each one, just
Yeah.
like get me a little loose. Like, you know, we probably have to cut about 15 minutes of stuff because I'm taking a shot or two. I get a little too loose behind the camera.
He says things that, you know.
The first one I was saying whatever I wanted, and
which honestly would be fine to have. It's just people just are too sensitive. Yeah, or just like
don't listen.
Everybody has a problem with everything. You can't say anything without anyone getting offended, and then it's just so it's just not worth it. And which is also sad though too. Like I feel like you should just be able to talk and say what you want, whatever.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
But you do have to be careful because people are assholes and they'll sue you for anything. You know? So it's like a fucking. Where do we get to really use our voice?
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to, and I feel like America is changing, and it's veering away from that. It's veering away from. I don't know when we became this tribalistic society and when it became okay in society to silence everybody. And it's not like one group of people are getting silenced. Mm-hmm. When we did Mila the other day, I remember she said like, "Oh yeah, I had an entity following me," and then you were like looking behind your shoulder.
Bro, because that shit freaks me out. Yeah. No, it doesn't scare you. That's why I won't live here. I get asked all the time, why don't you just, save money and live in your studio? Because I'm fucking scared, that's why.
This is actually a really nice place to live. No. It's nice in here. You just need
I had to come back in here and pee yesterday after I locked myself out of my car to get my key. Yeah. And I was terrified. I literally was like, okay, you could do this. I pep talked myself into doing this at 11 o'clock at night. Is that why you
watch SpongeBob all the time? Because you're like scared of everything else on TV?
No, I used to watch horror movies all the time. That's why I'm scared of everything. But I do love SpongeBob. My dog loves SpongeBob too. He howls to it.
When I was younger, I used to love horror movies, and I used to love
Same.
I used to be an adrenaline junkie.
Me too. Everything.
Yeah, now you can't even put me on a roller coaster.
Oh, see,
I want to be on the ground, feet on the ground, feet on the pavement.
No, I do. I agree with you, but I do kind of want to go to Six Flags and just go on all the roller coasters.
Nah, yeah. I don't like it.
I also want to skydive.
I don't want to do that either.
I will show you a video that Will Smith put out. And I promise you're going to want to skydive.
I've seen it.
You did?
He said it changed his life. Yeah, I've seen that one.
The facing the fear thing? Okay, well, that makes me want to skydive.
It's
what's the extreme?
I went
I'll go on stage and talk in front of a bunch of people to get that same feeling.
yeah, exactly.
That won't work for you, though.
No, that's one thing.
You could talk in front of a room filled with 1,000 people?
Yeah.
No problem.
100%.
God.
100%.
Were you always like this, in school? Public speaking?
Yeah, I mean, if you give me a topic and it's something that I'm excited to talk about and it's something that I'm passionate about, then I could speak just in front of everybody because I don't really have any shame. It's that if you don't like me and you don't like who I am, you don't like the person that you see, then don't be around me. But you're gonna hear what I have to say. I'm damn sure I'm gonna let you know what I have to say.
But how do you get out what you want to say? You came to that event last week, the fundraising event.
Yeah,
I had it on paper. And I was still nervous, and I still fucked up.
Yeah, you spoke in front of everybody. Yeah,
how do you do that, though? How do you do it without getting, nervous at all?
Because
why am I
in your
nervous?
brain, you're worried about what somebody else is going to think about what you're saying.
I guess.
And,
calling me out of my shit.
Who cares?
Yeah. Who
cares? These people, everybody talks about everybody. And if you know that in your head the minute that you walk out of a door is that somebody's saying something about you, it could be derogatory, it could be positive. I'm not being negative here. Mm-hmm. It could be anything. Yeah. As long as you know that you're a topic of conversation, because that's just the way human beings are. They talk about each other, they gossip, and some people say, I don't talk about nobody. You're a liar. You're a liar. That's what we all do. And if you know that and you know that some people are saying derogatory things, then things won't bother you. Because you know what? You live rent free in their head.
True.
And
what are you teaching me now?
Honestly,
he's my therapist now.
Yeah. I'm the new Mila. I'm Mila X2. I'm Mila X2.
Mila X2.
Let the guests know that there was a huge siren outside, the end of the world was just happening.
Oh, yeah. We had to take a break for a second because my studio is right by the fire department.
Oh, that's the fire department?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have this siren that it sounds like the end of the world.
Yeah, I don't like that sound.
No?
No.
It freaked you out?
It freaked me out. I feel like Dakota Fanning and Tom Cruise was about to come out of the woodwork. You ever see War of the Worlds?
Maybe. I told you I'm really bad with movie names and stuff.
Movie names? That's I feel like that's all I do with my spare time. I feel when I have a minute, I'll watch a movie.
I mean, I like movies. I'm bad. I don't know. Don't ask me who an actor is. Don't ask me. I'm bad at those type of things.
Robert De Niro, you know who that is.
Yes, I do know who that is.
Al Pacino.
Yes, I do know who that is.
So you know who actors are.
You just
Boom.
named 2 people from New Jersey, New York.
I just made my point.
Right?
Yeah, just shot you down. You know?
Well, everybody great comes from this area.
Yeah.
So.
Who's your next guest on your podcast? I feel like you haven't. I feel like mine overtook your life, and I feel like you haven't had a guest on yours at all.
I haven't had a guest on. I think I might do a solo one next.
And what are you going to talk about? Are you going to be prepared for that one?
I will be prepared. No, actually, no, I won't. Those ones I just talk. It's like
I haven't did a solo yet.
They're fun.
I know. I don't know.
And sometimes I'm like in the car and I'm thinking about something and I'm like about the camera and I just start talking.
I feel like I have so many things to say, but when I'm by myself, my brain kind of like shuts off a little bit.
Really?
Yeah,
so you need someone there to like get it out of you.
Yeah, like I need to have a conversation with somebody, and if you read someone and you start talking about stuff, they get passionate about it. That's how the best conversations are made.
Yeah.
You know, whatever people believe in. That's unfortunate in this country too, is that nobody could have like conversations with each other anymore because everybody's so like
on their phone.
That's another thing.
All the time.
Yeah, I don't like that.
All the time.
You know,
you go out to eat and like you see everybody like sitting there and like scrolling, and you're like, "Hello, are you guys having a good time? Do you not like each other's company?
Everything's so artificial. It's that you go out to like a sporting event or a concert, and then people are like miserable the whole time, and then you'll see them. You'll be like, all right, go by the stage and point and smile.
But that's also where that's where like what you see on social media is also so fucked up. Because like you just said, like people are just out and they're just kind of like look miserable, and then like the camera comes out and it's like, oh my god, yay, like it's great.
It's artificial.
And then I'll go out one night with my friends. We've been dying to have a girls' night.
Where are you guys gonna go?
Oh, we're not going anywhere. This was like months ago because every time we try going out, it's like everywhere is dead. But I'm like, but when I'm looking on social media, like, do you guys only go out the nights that I'm home?
In the stew.
You know, like that I'm working. Like I don't understand. It looks so fun, but then you know.
You spend so much time in the stew.
I do.
Yeah, a lot of studio time. You always say you're scared, but you have to be here till like 11, 12 o'clock by yourself.
I try not to be.
Why don't you just throw on the TV and throw on a movie because you need to be more relevant.
I don't know if that gets movies on it.
It should.
I mean, I can get your logo on that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
But I don't know if I can get movies. So
the production has been real good on these. People like look at like what we're doing and the people around me, and everybody from my old neighborhood is kind of tuning in because I'm having well-known people from like Bensonhurst.
Just having special guests on.
Just like people from like Diker and Bensonhurst and Bay Ridge, which is in Brook. Do you know where that is?
And
it's the Verrazano Bridge.
Yeah.
All
which
right.
bridge is that? There's all the which bridge? I don't know. Every time I go to the state with Danielle, I'm like, oh my god, what bridge is that?
Staten Island to Brooklyn.
Okay.
Come on,
wait, you have to go through Staten Island to get to Brooklyn?
Yes. Have you never left the state of New Jersey before?
Yes.
What is going on?
I have, and I've been to Brooklyn before too, actually.
All right, so you should know.
See a Nets game, right?
Who'd you go see a Nets game with?
It was my ex and my friend and her ex, and we had a great time together. Me and my friend.
Yeah, that's the worst, right? I remember I went to Ultra Miami when I was a kid.
Oh my god, Miami! I had never been there.
Yeah, it was like spring break Ultra Miami where all the DJs play and stuff. And I went there. I was young. I was like 19. I went there with my ex and my friend, and we went right. And one night we were like, we're big basketball fans.
Yeah.
So I said we're gonna go to a Miami.
Who do you like
game.
Again?
I'm a big Knicks fan. I have like a Knicks tattoo on my thigh and everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh man, he really is a fan.
Die hard.
I'm a Rock fan, and I got his on my arm. So.
A Rock?
The Rock,
like
Dwayne Johnson, like in my bathroom.
I know he's yeah.
I didn't put him there.
That guy is jacked up, man. That's like motivation for me.
He's not on steroids.
That Wayne The Rock Johnson's not on steroids?
No.
You know what? He probably isn't.
Do you know how much he eats? Have you seen what this guy eats?
What does he eat?
A lot of food.
Like chicken and stuff?
Pancakes.
He likes a good pancake.
Sushi. Have you checked out his Instagram? No, because you don't have social media.
Yes,
typically.
I do.
Well, now you do.
Yes, I do.
So, do you have a personal social media?
I will never have a personal social media.
Why?
It's because
I know why already, but I want you to tell everybody why.
I don't want people to know. I want people to listen to my podcast because it's good, you know, and I think it'll make people happy throughout the day to listen to it. Personal social media, I don't think me personally am important enough for people to like look at what I'm doing at all times and be impressed by it.
Oh, but that's not true.
I don't need to show people what I'm doing.
If you don't want to be on it just because you don't want to be on it, you are important enough. We're all important enough. So don't say that.
No, like,
but like, you know what I mean? Like, because people, I guess, like, you could say the same thing. Like, I'll fucking post a picture of nothing. Like, but people still like it. Sometimes you put like a quote on there, and they're like, "Wow, thank you, I needed that."
Like a good one.
You never know who you're gonna help out.
Yeah,
I'm not encouraging you to get your own personal account. I'm just saying, your life is still important, and you could put something out that someone might want to see.
Maybe, I guess, but like I don't really want to be like glued to my phone every day. I just want to live, man. Like I just want to live my life. I'm doing like cool stuff right now in this point in my life, and
honestly, the less people know, the better.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really need people to know exactly what I have going on in my life at every exact moment and what I'm eating and where I'm going. It's like if I go out...
You're calling out the girls now. What I'm eating. Like, that's what we do because we put on...
Listen,
the phone eats first.
I feel like social media needs to go away. I feel like it's horrible for people in general, and I feel like also it's horrible for... It's good for people in business. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's horrible for like women and young women. And I'll tell you exactly why.
Yes.
It's because you're seeing things on there, people that, you know, put their stuff, like they put their appearance in like apps and they change themselves. And every little girl just like
sees that and they're like, why don't I look like that?
Exactly.
Dude, if I had social media when I was younger, like that would have been terrible.
It's like a big like self-esteem ego problem, and then like,
it
people are going to grow up. We don't know what this younger generation is.
Well, unfortunately, and I love all the younger people, not trying to trash you, but like there's a lot of the younger people look older than if a lot of the young 20s look older than the 30s.
There's too much knowledge
because they've been on there and they see too much and they're putting these things on their skin that they shouldn't have been putting on. Like when I was fucking 10 years old, I was playing in the brook in the backyard of my fucking neighbor's house. These 10-year-olds are like on their makeup, they all know how to do it, like, you know what I'm saying, like they're just caking up their faces, and then by the time they're 20 they look like they're like 40. And
it's not like there's good messages on social media either. No. When you're scrolling through like certain stories or whatever, like controversial things pop up, and then kids cannot be kids for a minute, and like that was the beauty about like me being like growing up, you know, where I grew up, is that I was just straight up a kid. I was able to go to the park, and I was able to go home, and if I wanted to watch TV, it was clean stuff on TV. Yeah. There was no computers. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we thought.
I know what you're referencing.
But we're still.
I didn't know back then.
Listen, me neither. I was watching all the shows, just enjoying them as a kid.
Yeah, they were funny. They were funny. I mean, now that I'm like watching it now, like the documentaries, and I think the audience probably knows what we're getting at. Then I'm picking up on it now. Yeah. But back then, I just thought it was like funny stuff, you know, and they got away with it because we were, like I said, we were kids. We were naive. Kids.
We were like not thinking, oh, okay, that's what they were doing.
Like that's what that hot dog was for.
Yeah. Now I get it. Now I understand.
I get it.
But go on. Sorry.
I was able to I would go to Coney Island to the beach. I would go to the park with my friends. I would, you know, have barbecues. There was no computers. Every time I would wake up in the morning and have breakfast with my family. And throughout the day, you didn't have access to so many different voices. And unfortunately, in this world, not every person. So there's some bad people out there, and like their voice is getting out nonstop, and then it's just putting negativity within society, and that's a shame because, you know, like Americans and human beings, like we're all connected and we all have like commonality because we're the same species, but like there's such a negative entity going on throughout society right now.
But that's why like people with good voices should speak more.
That's kind of like my dream and my goal for why I'm truly doing this. Is
oh my god! So tell us, why are you truly doing this?
It's just like it's been a calling. It's been a calling. Like I said, there's so many people that I know that didn't have a voice, and
were you one of them?
I was 100% one of them. And, you know, like we were the outcasts, we were the misfits, we were the group of people that everybody wrote off. And then all of us are doing better than most. The people that were judging us are on the decline, and now we're on the up and up.
Getting divorced, hate their lives.
Yeah, and like we're over here doing well, and you know, I have so many people that fit into that thing, and I just like, and there's so many people that I have come on that are positive people that I don't know. Like you showed me a bunch of people that I have had on, that I'm going to have on, that just are they have a positive message. And they're funny, and they're personable, and they're entertaining, and you know they're truly themselves 100% of the time. They don't fake it for a brand.
For sure.
You know, and that's really my goal for the future, is that I could form this platform. I could form this idea of people that could just come on somewhere and just speak freely, be themselves, and maybe change the tone a little bit of what's going on in the world.
I love that.
You know, and it's like we're just getting started, but like I said, there's traction.
And you're like starting on like the best platforms too. Like, yes, you know, you post on social media, like on Instagram and whatever, TikTok, but podcasting, it's like the best because you can actually, you're not going to get fucking blocked from anything. You can be 100% you.
Yeah, you know, and like in the first episode, I'm happy that it went that way. Like that it was raunchy, that it was real, that it was authentic, that, you know, we just said what we wanted to say, is that it's like, all right, now we're going to kind of like simmer down a little bit, you know, but like I'm happy that people got to see. Some people always say like, oh, people love
simmer down a little bit.
People love, I feel like.
You like, did. I have to say you guys were so good yesterday. Yeah. I already started listening to it and I'm like.
Yeah, we were talking about business and life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like people always want to see, like in movies and shows, they always want to see like New Yorkers and people from Brooklyn. And then, but then people don't want to see too much of us. They don't want to see how we really are.
Yeah.
You know? And
you guys are entertaining.
You're starting to see how we really are. And if you don't want to see it, my message to those people that have anything negative to say about it, or people that are bothered by what I'm putting out, and don't watch it.
Stay the fuck away.
Pause it. Turn off your phone. But you're not.
We don't need your negative energy here.
Yeah, you're talking about it. Yeah. And if it's negative, it's negative.
But exactly, they're talking about it. So there's still...
people talking about it.
They're still bringing awareness to it. So even the negative shit...
I didn't expect the first week to have so much traction. I didn't expect...
Yeah.
You know, the first week has been really positive. You know, like I said, we're day 5, you know, and of really like going up and putting it online and putting it on, you know, the internet and all the major platforms. It's been 5 days. And, you know, like I said, the analytics are like, people are tuning in. And I feel that people are tuning in because they see realness. Yeah. You know, you don't want to turn on a podcast and have somebody being so scripted and sitting by the mic and, you know, that's what's really going on.
Do you think it's scripted when I ask my questions?
No, I think that you need a jumping off point, you know, for anybody starting a podcast. I feel like you need, if you know how to talk, you know how to talk to people. So, like, if you have a jumping off point, that's really all you need. Is that when I start mine, I'm going to have a jumping off. When I start, like, an episode, I have a jumping off point. Is that I'm going to ask you one question directly related to, like, why you're on my podcast. Like, you know, like what you do for, you know, for work, or why you're an interesting public figure. And if I know you from the past and, like, you're not in the public eye, I'm going to ask you something about that. And then beyond that, it's all going to turn into a conversation, because the people that, like, you know personally, the people that are closest to you, you can't talk to them for an hour if you're not on camera.
Right.
You know, just pretend like it's not even there. That's what a podcast is, right? You're just talking to somebody.
Pretend like it's not even there.
Yeah. People buy into people, you know?
That is so true. They do.
You know? And I watch, like, Theo Von's a really good one. Like, I bought into him. He's the man. You know, Shane Gillis, Matt.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is.
The comedian, Theo Von? He's the best.
Maybe I do.
He's so
maybe
funny.
if you show me a picture of what he looks like.
He's so
I told you I'm
funny.
not good with names, so maybe I do.
There's Shane.
Wait, who?
Shane Gillis, Matt McCluster, comedians.
Maybe.
They have a great podcast. Joe Rogan is the GOAT.
I know Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's the GOAT. You know, there's a bunch. Pillow Talk, Bad Friends, Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. There's a lot.
Ed Milet, Lewis Howes.
Yeah.
Jasmine Star. There we go. I knew I had to name some that you didn't know.
Yeah.
I had to get myself back out there.
I'm gonna act like I know you were talking
Yeah, no,
about.
but you don't.
I might.
Do you know any of them?
You mentioned it to me yesterday, so I know Jasmine Star.
Okay. Yeah, well, now you know who she is. And shout out to Jasmine Star.
Shout out to Jasmine Star.
Yeah.
You know, I feel, I always, before I started the podcast, I always, like, wanted to do, like, stand-up comedy. I always had, like, a bit and a routine and stuff.
Why did you never do it?
I just had, like, a problem, like, maybe going to, like, an open mic and just speaking in front of people, like, saying jokes. I don't know. Like,
Why don't you do it?
I might, but I have this.
Don't
feel
a bitch. Go and do it.
I have this.
I dare you to go do it at some point this summer.
I might. This is like
no, that makes me so nervous for you. Oh my god, I just thought of it, like going on an open mic.
Like you said, people are soft, and like I feel like I'm not. And my jokes aren't. Mm-hmm. My jokes are not soft.
All right, so then maybe just do it in front of your friends.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I might just show up and do it. This is like my main focus right now. If I want to say a joke, I'm gonna say it on this podcast.
On this, better.
And thousands of people are gonna listen instead of 5 people in an open mic club.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right. You're gonna reach more people with the podcast than.
I believe I am.
Wherever the hell you would do an open mic.
I believe that I'm going to, for sure. For sure. I wish that I was a little younger and I was able to get, like, my communion pictures taken there.
You're still so... wait, you're what?
I was making a joke.
Your communion pictures?
Yeah,
is that what you said?
You take good ones. You take good ones.
I was about to say, you wish you were younger and you're starting this off. I was like, bro, you're in such a good place right now. You're still so young. And then you just went somewhere else. 33.
I'm going to be 29. You're 4 years older than me. You're talking like you're this...
I'm going to be 34.
Like this mage. You know, like this old woman. Like you're a young woman too.
Wait until you turn 30. This drinking shit, I swear. Everybody used to say that to me and I did the same thing you did. But as soon as I turned 30, I was like, oh my god, my
It's in 12 months. I'm going to just suddenly
12 months?
Yeah, I'm going to be 29 in August and then I turn 30 in 12 months following.
He's a Leo.
I am a Leo.
It's all about him, guys.
People always say
I'm
that.
kidding.
No. And then you
No,
say
but
you're kidding.
No, but okay, hold on.
We're close enough, or you don't have to say I'm kidding after insulting me.
I'm not fully kidding.
Yeah, we're close enough.
Okay, I'm allowed to insult him.
No, you are. Like, yeah,
all
that's
right, cool.
it.
So I'm
That's
totally
it.
not kidding. Leos are so...
That's all about them?
It's all about them.
I'm a lover boy.
What are you, Drake?
Huh? No, I am a lover boy. I feel like if I ever get into a relationship, you know, then, like, I'm a big lover boy. Like, I really dedicate myself to one person, you know? And that's another problem in society is that on both ends of the equation, everybody's always looking for the next best thing. I always had this view of, like, having a family and a house and a wraparound porch and, like, you know...
But I feel like society also fucked that up, too. Because, like... So I personally know a lot of people in their 40s who, I guess they talk so much about how horrible their life was being married and kids. Like, people will straight up be like, I love my kids so much, but don't have them. Which I'm fine with because I don't know if I want kids or not. But marriage, I was always like, I want to get married. I want to be with someone. And I still do. I definitely do. But it's just the way people talk about it now, even. It's like, and then like you said,
they're... happily married couple. So to give the audience a bit of perspective... Amanda launched a new part of her business. She is now a producer with podcasting.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. And it's a full-time job, I feel like. And there's one, and she does a hell of a job for anybody out there who wants to start their own. This is a perfect place to do it.
Wow, thanks.
You're doing a hell of a job, man. You're doing a hell of a job. I think I text Amanda because sometimes I say a lot of things on these podcasts, and I undoubtedly need to cut like a lot of stuff sometimes. So for the past two, though, we've been good. There's nothing that needs to be cut. But in the beginning, I really was going out there, you know. And I text Amanda one time. Like, I don't text anybody like double text messages. Amanda wakes up probably to like 22 like sentences that I need her to cut. And she's like, okay, that's, you know. But in the background, I know you're probably like, this fucking kid, this goddamn kid, just not stop.
No, it's funny. It is. I'm like. It's like boop, 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 boop.
It's
all the text going
it's
on.
Like this main production.
I'm like, oh my god, is he sitting there like, fuck, man, I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said this. And he's all paranoid. And I'm like, it's fine. You're good. It's good. I'm literally that dog. Have you seen that meme?
What dog?
The dog, it's sitting there, the fire's going all around it, and he's like,
It's fine.
That's me.
If I was a dog, what kind of dog do you think I would be?
I don't know why Rottweiler just came to my head real quick. And it's just because of, like a golden retriever.
Those are two very different dogs.
I don't know what you want me to... I don't know.
Rottweiler.
Rottweiler just came to me first. It was the first thing that popped up in my brain.
Those are such different dogs.
But knowing you as a person, you're like a golden retriever because you're loyal.
Yeah, very.
Right?
Very. Yeah, I am. I think like too loyal. Like, you know, I don't know if that's like a thing.
I don't think there's such thing as too loyal. I think it's just being too loyal to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing.
I found myself that I don't know if you were the same way, and I don't know if people out there are the same way. I've always found not in every situation. You're not in every situation because I don't want to, you know, I want to be fully honest with like myself, but like I've always been like a fixer. Like if I ever got into like a relationship, I always found myself like trying, like getting somebody in the worst time in their life. And,
you want to help them.
But then, you know what the problem is that once you do, right? And then the help, you're not helping them anymore because you've helped them to the point where they're fine.
They're good. They don't need you.
They're fine. And they don't need you, and that's when like everything starts coming out.
Yeah.
You know? That's another thing too. I feel like relationships and marriages, like you're not there to just fix that person's life. You're not there to make them like it's supposed to be a team camaraderie thing, open communication, just fully enjoying each other.
I just feel like you have to be fully good with you first.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I say my wanting to fix, wanting to help, and then either I get fucking hurt in the end because now I'm like, wait, no, don't go. Or I'm like, you're not gonna act like that way. Like, you know, it's like,
yeah.
However, once I started to actually put more into like myself and like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna finally focus on myself. Date yourself. That's when I feel like things start to kind of just like work out. You'll meet the right people at the right time. Everything happens for a reason. I really do believe that. And the people that you're with taught you something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I love. I just love good company, you know? Like, I never have, like, ill intentions or, like, background intentions. I feel like...
You go into it with, like, a good heart.
Yeah, whoever. Like, you know, if I ever just, like, I just want to be around people that are fun and, like, you know, just have a good time. And, like, that's it. There doesn't need to be anything behind it.
It's that easy.
It's that... Are you pinning to the camera?
But if you go on to... If you go on to any kind of... He's like, that's all I want. It's just that easy. But has it been easy to find?
No.
That's the funny part to it.
No, I'm like a lone wolf right now.
I don't know if you are, but like never go on a dating app. I mean, it might be different for guys actually. For girls, it's terrible. I will actually, not all girls, because I know people find their people on there, but
I know people that like found their people.
I was on there for a week,
so
and I couldn't.
Some weird stuff too.
It's not because they can't talk to me. But also, I won't message you first. So then, how is that working? So I don't go. I don't belong on Bumble. That's number one.
Oh yeah, because you have to say something first.
Yeah, and then I hated when people had pictures with dogs in it because I'm like, oh my god, look how cute the dog is, and then I'm like.
It's like, that guy, yeah.
And then also, you're judging people by the way they look, which I don't like.
Yeah, what are you going to say to that person that's going to wrap you in like, wow, this person must be great?
And then also, I don't know. I'm the person, I just personally like to go out and meet people and then see how they vibe before anything. Because I can't go on a date with somebody I don't know. Yeah. They're talking in pot like this, that gives me anxiety. What if it's awkward? How do you leave? I don't know how to be mean. I have somebody in my fucking DMs that I've told a million times. I've lied. I said I was in a relationship. I could tell him I'm married. I've blocked him from messaging. He still finds a way to message me. Because I can't just be like, bro, fuck off.
Yeah. You have to.
But how?
You have to.
How do you do this? So you're on a date and it's not going good. What do you do? What do you do?
I would say, why are you
What have you done in these situations?
I would probably say, like, why are you not talking? Like, why are you being so silent? What is your problem?
But what if they're like...
Sometimes you're just not vibing with people, but
do you stay the whole time, or do you can you get up and leave?
I would probably
stay or leave.
No, I would probably I would probably finish my food really fast
and then leave.
Yeah, like no tiramisu for you.
See, that's why I don't like to do these things. This is just not for me.
What, dating?
Dating is not for me. Clearly, no.
Maybe
just
get
going
like a
on a
bunch
first
of cats.
date.
Maybe like five
no.
cats.
See, cats are cute, but I don't want cats.
Or like 6 dogs. Dogs are better than people.
Dogs are better than people, and I love dogs, but 6 dogs is a lot.
I would love 6 dogs. My dream is to live on like a ranch with all.
I mean, that would be that's a different story
just
though. But
out.
Me by myself with 6 dogs.
Yeah, you would always be fulfilled. You would always have something to do.
No.
You know.
I have. Listen.
Have you ever been on a really bad date, like a bad one?
No, because I have kind of the same problem with you, where I go from one to the I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I date somebody and then I find myself being in like the next person I'm with is somebody either I've dated before. Like I haven't had the opportunity to go on a date with somebody that I just first time meeting.
Yeah, you're more like you want to not latch on somebody, but you kind of want somebody there to kind of give your all into. Because the older you get, the more like these surface encounters don't really work anymore. Is that, in the beginning, first of all, be straight. For anybody who's like starting off with somebody, be straight up from the beginning.
Yeah. Like, what exactly you're looking for. Don't waste each other's time.
Yeah, you're just looking to kind of get down and dirty, or are you looking...
This is your 30s.
Yeah.
This is your 30s.
Am I in my prime?
You're almost kind of in your 30s at this point.
Am I in my LeBron prime era?
Did you know this is the year of Kobe? 24.
Oh, yeah, right? That's right. R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah.
And Gianna.
Yeah.
Gianna Bryant.
Yeah.
R.I.P. That guy was the man.
Sorry, I took
I have a big picture of Kobe in my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mamba mentality. I have like a wall of motivation. It's Rocky, Kobe, and
Rocky's a good. What's Rocky? What do you have on there?
Remember Rocky Balboa when he was talking to his son about getting knocked down, and then
Was it this quote that's on my shoulder?
What does it say?
It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving
wall.
forward.
That's on my wall.
Which, by the way, if you ever see me out with my fucking tattoo, just read it and don't ask me, what does this say? Because I don't remember what's on my back.
Yeah. I have respect, all fear, none on my back.
So,
super cool.
Don't you love when people ask you, why? Why'd you do all this?
Do I love it? No, I hate it because I don't care.
You just get a tattoo because you get one.
They're me.
Do any of them have meaning? Very special meaning? No?
No. I mean, I have Brooklyn on my forearm. You want to know why I have that?
Why?
Because
you're from Brooklyn.
From there.
So that was, okay.
Because I'm from there.
But what else?
I just like designs.
I'm asking you the question that he hates.
Yes, you are. No, it's all right. No, but I just like the artwork. I like the way they look on me. I feel like they fit me, as a person. I can't imagine myself without tattoos. I just can't. And I like when people stereotype me before I meet them. This kid looks like a fuckboy asshole.
Yeah.
And then the words start coming out of my mouth.
That's what they think.
they think I'm a fuckboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then words start coming out of my
And then
mouth.
they're like, he definitely is a fuckboy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No,
when people get to know Chris,
I'm a very, that's one thing I could say. I don't know if the word peculiar when it comes to me. Do you think I'm like a peculiar guy?
Yeah, I guess peculiar is a good word.
What else? Like maybe peculiar kind of sounds like I'm a
very
weirdo.
Interesting.
Yeah, like you can't really get a full read on me.
Yeah,
you know?
like Mila stares into your eyes.
I'm like,
and I'm still like, what'd you find out? What'd you get?
I know.
Tell us more, because none of us can figure it out. No,
I don't know the best way I could describe myself. I really don't. I don't even know how to like really.
Do you think you come off as friendly? Like, do you think people look at you and like, wow, he seems like friendly, or like?
Yeah, I always try to be. Like even when
approachable. That's the word.
Yeah,
you're approachable.
I don't look approachable, but I am very approachable. I like talking.
You are. You definitely. Yes, I agree.
I like talking.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, sure. On both ends.
I genuinely feel like no matter where I go, I could always have a conversation with somebody. That's why, like, if I ever went on a date and it was bad, like something is genuinely wrong with that person. And that's like
Why? Even if you were like, if you knew from the very beginning, you're like, this isn't gonna work. Would you still try to make it like the conversation flow, or?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna sit there in silence and eat like my eggplant. Like, I'm not gonna sit there.
Did you force the conversation? Or are you
if
usually
I had
the one
to,
talking?
If I had to, and somebody like wasn't answering me, I'd be like, "What is going on with this person in their head? Are they okay? Do they have to like use the bathroom? I don't, What
was the worst date you've ever been on?
The worst date I ever been on? Wow, that's a really really good question. I said this with Mila. I was young. I was like 21. I really just started really making money. So I don't know why I did this. If I go on a date to like a restaurant and I'm gonna pick the restaurant. Like, I'm assuming that date's not going to go that well. So I pick somewhere I really want to eat. So like this time I woke up one day.
Wait, what? Say that again?
If I'm in my head, I'm like, I have like low expectations when I go out on a date.
Okay.
And then,
why?
Because I don't really know, like, it's just hope for the best, expect the worst, That's just my mentality.
I guess that's a better way to go into things.
And it just kind of takes the pressure off of me. So, like, I'm going to pick a restaurant that I want to eat at, because if the date sucks, at least I got what I want to eat. At least you're
enjoying some good food.
Yes. Gotcha. So I went to Peter Luger's, which is my favorite restaurant, I think. And I had went there with this girl, and we sat down, and again, we just weren't, there was no connection. There was nothing going on.
And you could definitely tell.
Yes, and it was uncomfortable, and I left. Mm-hmm. I went up to the waiter. I said, I can't do this. This is the most horrible thing I've ever been a part of in my life. He's like, I feel you. I said, I'm going to pay the tab, but I'm going to leave. And that was probably like the worst thing I've ever
Did you guys talk after that? Did she text you? Like,
no, and it was good
because
I really didn't know her like that. It was kind of just like one of those, like we met out one time and we just went somewhere. And there was no connect, like talking after that. And like I did tell her, like, listen, I'm going to go, because we drove separate.
Okay.
And
thank God you drove separate.
Yeah, thank God.
You didn't just leave her there.
No.
That would have been terrible.
No, and I was talking to Mila about it, and I think I left that part out, that like
that you did let her know, yeah.
No, I did let her know. I did let her know, and I was like, listen, like, this just isn't it, and I'm gonna go.
Okay, well, at least you let her know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm honest. I'm very like honest from the beginning. If I'm talking to somebody, I'll let them know exactly like what I want, what I'm looking for. And it's always really the same answer, is that I'm not going to talk to you for weeks on end and spend time, texting back and forth and this and that if I do not see like something like for the future. Mm-hmm. That's just always how I've been. It's because, you're dedicating all this time to a person. It's what are you going to do? Yeah. Talk to 1,000 people? That doesn't stress you out. I
know. That's why I can't date though either, because everybody is talking to 1,000 people.
I can't do that. I can't text on my phone to 20 different people at once. I have no desire to do that. I can't. It'll stress me out. And like I get attached too. That's my problem. Like I can't just like.
You have to. You know what I mean? Not like attached in like a bad way, but like I don't.
You get invested.
How do you talk? Yes.
You get invested,
and then you're talking to somebody else too.
That's why things suck, and that's why people need to learn. And we can end off on this note. Like people need to like build a foundation. That's the one thing I can tell people, is that you need to build a foundation. Mm-hmm. Let it happen organically when you're starting a relationship with somebody. Let it build organically. Build a solid foundation. Learn each other's boundaries. Learn each other's red flags, and then don't start dating immediately. Mm-hmm. Don't start, like, let it just like simmer, build it like a little bit of attention with each other, and just try to stay focused on that one person, but practice healthy habits. And if you build that foundation, and then the problem that people have is the consistency aspect. People can't stay consistent. They fake it for so long, and then by the end of it, it's like, oh, this is who you truly are. And that's why breakups are so ugly, because you find out nasty things about people. And, people just need to learn how to stay consistent and then really genuinely learn who that person is and just be upfront,
It's very true. That was a great way to end this.
That was a good way to
Good
end
job.
this.
Like, mic drop here.
Yeah,
good
mic drop.
Good.
How did I do on your pod?
You did great.
When are you coming on
You did
Intentionally?
great. I will have you as a guest again. And next time I'm coming with 3 questions, and I'm going to be more prepared, and I'm going to put you on the hot seat.
When are you coming on Intentionally Unintelligent?
I don't know. When am I coming on?
You tell me. I live here now.
So it's going to be either me and Dan. Why don't we do one with me and Danielle, and then I'll come on again on another time. So there you go.
Good.
You got like a bunch of shows lined up.
There we go.
The most important guest will be on soon. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in today, and I will catch you next week on the solo episode with Real Talk in My Rooms.